Hi, I'm Jerry Drager, Drager's International Classic Sales in Seattle, Washington. We're here at Drager's Clubhouse to show you this real nice 1971 Chevy pickup. It is not a show truck, but it's a good truck. It's a great driver. It was repainted about a year and a half ago. It's got real nice mag wheels on it, and it's got a lot of tread on the tires. And I want to tell you, it runs and drives great. It's got a later 350 Chevy engine in it with a 700R4 transmission. So you got an overdrive transmission. Also has air conditioning. So it gives you everything you want in a neat truck. It does have some rust in it. So I would tell you, if rust bothers you, you don't need to watch the rest of the video. But if you're looking for a good truck that's an affordable price, I think you should watch the rest of the video. This side is real straight. I like how nice and straight it is. This is old trim. It's original trim. I can just tell it's never been replaced. We got these neat American racing mags on here and got good tires on there, so it looks good. I noticed down here there's a run in the paint, and there's another run right here in the paint. And you can see this is old here, but the paint looks good. Everything looks good on here. All through here, this is a bad spot right here in the trim. There's a touch of yellow paint, looks like, right there. There's a crack in the right there. Like I told you, this has got some rust in it in some spots. That may rub out, I don't know. Anyway, the rest of it looks real good. Cab top all looks good. The windshield looks good. The hood all looks real nice. You can tell this is an original grill. I mean, it's all oxidized. I guess that's the best way to say. The front bumper is not too bad. It's got a few issues here and there on it that I see, but most of all, you know, it all looks good. There's a little dent there. There's a chip in the paint right there. There's a mar in the bumper, another mar. So you can just see it's been repainted, but it hasn't been restored. This side looks good again here. Everything looks decent. There's a little spot right there. I mean, it isn't perfect, that's for sure. Now, this is where I think it gets bad, is in this door. They tried to repair it. They didn't do as good a job repairing this as I think they could have. And this trim right here has got a bit of a bad spot in it. But overall, it looks decent. Again, the cab, everything there looks good. There's a chip in the paint there. And again, this is old trim right here, so it could be better, but this is a driver quality truck. This is not a show truck, and you're going to get a lot of high signs from it. There's a scratch in the paint there. There's another chip. It just, you know, it's got some issues here and there. There's a little dinky dent right there. There's a little bit of a dent right there. This is all original, I can tell. I'm sure this is original bumper. It's got a dent right here. There's another spot where they backed up into it. It's all tarnished across the top here. Again, this is original trim across. It could look better. The paint itself, the tailgate looks good. And it's a good solid tailgate. It's an original tailgate. This looks like this one might have been replaced. Other than that, it looks fine. To open up the tailgate, you just reach right there, let it down. You can see this side of the tailgate. Actually, it's not all beat up like some tailgates. It does have this plywood on here, and as you will see the underside of the bed, when we do the underside photos, it's good and solid on the bed. However, all the way up to the front here, along this edge, there's some rust right there where it's rusted through on the front edge there. Now, this is on the inside of that door right here. It's had some reworked, and it could have been a little better. But, you know, the door sills on here are good and solid. They like to rust out in this area, and it's not. Now, right here, it looks like they laid a piece in here, and there's a hole all the way through I can reach down. To open a hood, you just reach through here, and there's the lever right there, and you just get underneath there, and you can lift this up. And as you can see, This is his later 350 engine, and it hasn't been in here very long, so everything's pretty fresh that way. And of course, this hood will just shut down just nice. Now, there's right underneath the dome light, there's a switch so it turns on the cargo light. So you got cargo light works, and you can see the paint on top of the cab is good. Now we have a Bondo checker here that's really works good, and this truck does have some rust in it, so let's check it out with a Bondo checker. As you can see, that's real good. Sometimes I'll wiggle this thing. See, like right there, it's not rust, it's just they wiggled it. You can see it's good. And that's another spot where I got in there. Okay. Now this would be an area down in here where we could see rust. And look at that, that's good. That's real good. That's what we like to see. Go down this door. Look at that, that's all good. Oh, that was me. It's all good. You got to be careful you rock this thing. Now this is a bad spot that I told you about. See there? There's Bondo there, but it's just right there. And this thing's kind of rounded. So that doesn't help for the checker. Look at there, the rest of this is good. Look at that. I'm amazed. I thought I would find more Bondo in this truck. So this truck is actually better than I thought it was. Oh, look at there. Yeah, now there's a spot of Bondo. That's a big spot right there on the door. Okay. It's hard to tell, this thing's kind of rounded right here. I would say that's some Bondo. So we got some Bondo in there. That's all good. I think this bed's all good too. See there? Now let's do along the bottom here. Yeah, see, that's all good. So it looks like right here in this, right in here we had some Bondo. If I wiggle this thing wrong, it'll, see if I bend it like that, it'll show. Okay. It's all good. Okay, let's check out the tailgate. Oh, that was me, where it went to the blue. Again, I wiggle that thing. That was me. Oh, there's a little dent right there, and it shows the dent up. See? Anyway, I showed it up that one time. Now there's a little Bondo there. Actually, that's a indentation in it. That's why that showed up. That wasn't Bondo. So all this looks good. Well, that's all good. Now I detected some Bondo back in here. See, there's a little spot right there. And right here, got a little thicker. Somewhere here it did. Just that little spot right in there, not real big. The rest of that looked good. This is rounded, so it's hard for me to get a good fit. Let's see, there is some Bondo there, right in that area. This is all good. That's all good right there. You won't find much in this area. We got to get down a little lower. Now this is all good in here. Now let's check this out. That's all good in there. It's all good through here. Now I checked this a little bit earlier and I played with it, and I think there was a little something. Again, it's rounding right there, so it's really hard to tell. But there's a little bit of Bondo in here. That's all good. Bottom of this door where you would find rust. This door is good so far. That's all good. That's all good. Now there's a spot right here where we got a crack, so we know we got some Bondo in there. So that's good right there. See, there's that where the crack is at. Okay. That's all good. So we know we have a little Bondo in there. Nope, that was me. That was me. And that's all good. So this truck is actually better than I thought it was. I thought I might find a lot more Bondo in it. The windows, they roll up and down good, as you can see. And we have vent windows here, of course, you can open up to get more ventilation in. You have to push the button to get the radio to work. Turn the volume up.
You had an evening rush hour even after the attack.
I wouldn't tell you it's the greatest radio, but it works. The dash pad, I believe, looks like it's been replaced because it's really nice. It looks real good. Got the glove box right here. There's the information on this truck. Where the warranty glove box looks good. Okay, you can see the oil pressure gauge is down there. I start it up. Oil pressure goes up real well. Wipers work. And of course the horn honks. So you're all set. The heater controls all work good, as you can see. And we also have air, and you pull it all the way over here for air. You can see it's engaged right now, and he just shut it off. And here, this is a fan, and it blows good and hard. That shuts the air off. Of course, if you don't want to run air, you got to put it up over here. You got defroster, outside air, inside air, and of course, put it over here for temperature stuff. Anyway, it works. It works good. As you can see, it's got a white interior with the gold, and it looks real good, and the seat's in very good shape. It could be cleaned maybe a little better, but it looks good. Door panels, it's got the nice door panels on. Of course, this is a Cheyenne too, so that may have some effect on the trim. I don't know if you can get underneath here, Andrew, and see the headliner looks good on here. And of course, and the light works, the dome light is working just fine. This door panel, you know, on both sides look really good, so maybe they've been replaced. As I look at the door down here, you can see it's got wear and tear from getting in and out of it. As you can see, the carpets look real good in here, like new. And we got the floor mats that come with it. The other thing I want to point out to you, both sides, on that side and this side, is good and solid. And a lot of times when these trucks, they like to rust out in this area. So it's not totally full of rust. We have a square hitch on here. It'll pull quite a bit. It's not the heavy duty hitch you may want on here. Although you know what, it's bolted on here good. You can probably tow most anything with it. We got a spare tire here. It looks old too. I mean, feels hard. Anyway, that's an old spare tire. It'll get you by. You can see we got new exhaust tailpipes on here. I can see this end cap on the rear end has been taken off. It's a 12-volt rear end underneath here. Looks like new shocks on here, and of course this U-joint and the drive shafts have been all reworked. And of course this has got a 700R transmission in it, and probably why they had to change the drive shaft in here. Mufflers look new. They open up the hole around the drive shaft here to give it more room. It's a big drive shaft. Now I want to tell you, this truck does have some rust in it. There's rust right through here. There's rust there. So in this cab corners, and on the same on the other side over here, as you can see, there's rust over in here too. So if rust bothers you, this is not a truck for you to look at. The thing looks good on the outside, and it runs and drives great. So it's not the end of the world. As you can see, the new yoke out of here on the dry U-joint and stuff. Of course, this is the bottom of that 700R trans that's all fresh looking. And again, we have rust up over here. I don't know if you can see it real well, but this body support here is rusted out. Some rust right there. And it's the same on that other side over there. It's in that corner. Otherwise, the rest of these floor pans look good and solid. This is the bottom of the later 350 Chevy engine that's in this truck. And all this looks good. The A-frames and everything look good. Shocks don't look very old on here. And of course, we got disc brakes up here on the front. And everything looks good and solid in this area. Now, there's a little bit of rust right here, the sheet metal. And also on this far side over here on the sheet metal right in here. You can see some rust spots. But I want to tell you, the frame is solid. There is no rust in the frame anywhere. I didn't see any signs of rust in the frame, so it's good and solid there. I can see it looks like there's some new pieces in here on the front end, so this thing's been taken care of mechanically. Well, we're going up onto I-5 now, so you can see this going down the freeway. These things just really drive nice on the freeway. Isn't this a good looking truck? You gotta admit, it really looks good. Take a look as we go by. How's it looking? Is that looking good? Now you get to see passenger side of this truck driving down the road. As you can see, it looks great. These 71 and 72 Chevy pickups got a great look about them.
On behalf of my father, Jerry, and myself, I hope you enjoyed our video and got a better feel for what this vehicle is all about in its overall condition.
Thanks, Andrew and Woody. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our video, and you ever come to Seattle, we'd really like to have you come in and see Draeger's Clubhouse. You can see some of the things we have here. We do motorcycles and all sorts of stuff, and we have a great time here. And Draeger's Clubhouse is just one of those fun places. Everybody'd like to have one like this. Draeger's, 206-533-9600.